We're good. Can y'all see it now? Go ahead. That's why I say play the music.
Yes, this is OP table. This OP table. OP table. OP table. OP table. May 20, 2023. Our topic of discussion. Training issue in Liberia. Training issue in Liberia.
Yes, we are back again once more. This is Open Table. We are talking about trending issues that are trending in Liberia. When we talk about Liberia, it's because Liberia is home, and we have to discuss what's happening back home. So wherever you are listening to us from, we say welcome back to Open Table. We are talking about New Hampshire. We are talking about Connecticut. We are talking about Massachusetts. We are talking about Delaware. We are talking about New York. We are talking about Maryland. We are talking about North Carolina, South Carolina. We are talking about Georgia, Florida. We are talking about Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. We are talking about Tennessee. We are talking about Ohio. We are talking about Michigan. We are talking about Indiana. We are talking about Kentucky. We are talking about Wisconsin. We're talking about Illinois. We are talking about California, Texas, Minnesota, Wyoming, Wisconsin. Wherever you are listening from in these United States, we say welcome back. Welcome back to Open Table. Now we take our attention back home to Liberia. We're talking about Masurado. We're talking about Lofa County. We're talking about Sano. We're talking about Maryland. We're talking about Grand Crew. We're talking about Bone. We're talking about Bowman. We're talking about Grand Kidman. We're talking about Grand Jida. We're talking about Nimba. We're talking about Maigibi. We're talking about Grand Bassa. We're talking about Bapulu. We're talking about River Says. We're talking about Sando. We're talking about River G. Wherever you're listening from back home in Liberia, we say welcome again once more to Open Table. Yeah, we'll be discussing training issues. We'll be discussing issues pertaining to Liberia. For this week, we saw some movement and we saw some endorsement. We'll be discussing them and we'll be discussing things that are really of national concern. So the number to call is 317-717-1162 to be a part and to give your input. We will be taking calls and we'll be allowing you to give your opinions because over here we believe in the sharing of ideas because this is a marketplace of ideas. There's not one that is important. So call whenever you feel like. We will answer your call and we allow you to chime in and chip in and give your opinions. It's important. Whether you are Liberian or not, and you have been following things in Liberia, it's okay to participate. Once again, Mr. Jones SYZ is looking smartly dressed, and Mr. Yanda Devil. This is Open Table. Mr. SYZ, you can take over.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Mr. Fulula, I think for the delay, just dive straight into the issue. Let's dive straight into the issue, and because we apologize for coming late, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook Live, this Open Table. Today, topic of discussion: training issue in Liberia. We're going to be discussing that. We got other things on our agenda to discuss. But before we go into the discussion, Mr. Fulula, can you introduce yourself so we can start the ball rolling? Hello,
Well,
Fulula.
my name is Nyan Vulu. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, my name is Nyan Vulu, somewhere from the state of Indiana, living here. We are observing the happenings in Liberia each and every day. And once a Liberians, always a Liberians. I don't know. I don't care if you live on ground or you live out of the country. Everything that happened there still affect of us. We that in the diaspora, we still have say in the Liberian politics. So we have to always discuss Liberia. If Liberia is better, we will be better. If Liberia is better, our brothers and sisters back there would not be, thinking about them too much. But if there's no electricity, no good health cares, no good drinking waters, and no good educational system, then we are in serious problem, and the burden will be heavy on us, like in the diaspora. So we are here. Today we'll be diving into training issues in Liberia. Folks, share the video as we go along. Make sure that the message reach out to as many people that that they can reach out to, so that the message can resonate. And we are here to educate all of one another to do better in society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jan Fulu. That's the voice of the favorite song of Niba Kante, Jan Fulu. Honorable Chairman.
Once again, welcome to Open Table. We'll be discussing issues pertaining to Liberia. Liberia is our common denominator. This is a place we call home. And we thank you all for following us. Share the video and discuss. Matter of fact, call. The number is right there, 317-717-1162 to participate. Things that are happening in Liberia, we are not experts, but we have opinions, and our opinions are valuable like yours. So it's important that you participate if you want to, but it's important also that you help us share the video and discuss about issues in Liberia. The truth of the matter is, if Liberians back home, if they are doing well, we are all doing well, because we have families, loved ones, and friends back home. So we'll be talking about Liberia plentifully this year, because we are in a very intense political season. You see things moving here and there, and we'll be listening to all the news from back home, and we'll be bringing it to you through your speakers, or your stereo, your home system, your bedroom, whatever you are listening to us from. We will be discussing these issues. And we pray that we make light of the situation by trying to do what is right to you and everyone else that will be listening. We try to elevate the discussion as much as possible, because that's the only way we can have a good discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. We're going to dive straight into the issue and discuss, because thank you for the introduction. And this is Open Table. So those of you that are listening to Open Table, we say thank you for turning in to Open Table. Well, Mr. Fulula, we have a certain thing that we got from Liberia quite recently. It's a current event. When we talk about training issues, the things happening in Liberia, but currently, there was some things that went on at the Capitol building in Liberia. Where people make laws in Liberia, when people are going to go endorse certain individual to become a president of the country, that signal a lot. That comes with a signal to the Liberian people that even the lawmakers, those that work for the lawmakers, they are kind of like a little bit tired with the current administration. So when things like that happening in the capital, Mr. Fulula, what comes to your mind?
Well, thank you for that, Mr. SYZ. It's very unprofessional and un ethical for lawmakers to use the state building, the the state building to run campaign. First of all, there should be no campaign paraphernalia should be around the state capital at all, because that's taxpayer money right there. And tax if something break over there, the taxpayer money will be used to fix those things. So the state capitol building should be protected, well protected from a large, gathering like what happens the past few days in Morovia. uh Dara Delon, of all people, the light that went in there to shine in the dark corners of the legislature, you know, now have become the darkness that we have been talking about in the capital or in the legislature. He joined other lawmakers, senators specifically, to carry on large gathering for endorsement of presidential candidate in in the Capitol building, especially in the chamber of the Senate, the joint chamber where both the Senate and the representative meet for lawmaking. They gather there in the joint chamber to endorse the candidates, and there it's very sad. It's very sad, to see such things go on. I work for government here. This is one of the main issue they tell us all the time. When you on a clock, you don't even wear campaign t-shirt for anybody, whether that your commissioner or governors is running for some or re-election. You're not allowed to do that. When that happened in Morovia, it got me thinking, what are they thinking about? What are they really thinking about? And and it's very sad, my brother. It is a sad day in
Thank
Liberia.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Young Fulula. Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, uh, recent days we got some news from Liberia, and then the lawmaker staffs were all in there, and that some of the lawmakers were in there singing the song. We are go, we are go. We don't need you. We are go. We tired with you. Joe, we are go. You don't pay civil servant. Joe, we are go. Even schools are not good. Joe, we are go. The students are not learning very well. Joe, we are go. Your government is corrupt. Honorable Chairman, you be a politician who analyze politics to the high degree. The first thing are happening in some administration. What comes to your mind when they are endorsing opposition in the capital?
Well, first of all, you see what the legislative staffers what they were doing in a country like Liberia or the practicing democracy is your right to sing those songs and matter of fact demonstrate. But where I think they went wrong was to do so with endorsement. How they gather in that area to demonstrate it with that song or singing that song like because we are go, we don't need you. You do not pay salaries on time. Whatever the song that these guys decided to sing, it's okay. They can go over there and demonstrate because demonstration in a democracy is very healthy because that is a cry of people that are unpleased. So I expected them to do so. I expected them to stick with the demonstration. I expected them to sing the song. I expected them to send a message. But when you are sending a message, you are doing so with endorsement. We have a problem, and that is why I think we went wrong. Because if you wanted to endorse the vice president, you can do that outside of the government building. You can do that on Broad Street. You can do that anywhere. However, demonstrating on government property is not a wrong thing. That's pure democracy. That's democracy at work. But they went wrong, and that's we cannot spin this. It's not about being in an opposition or not. It's not about hating Joe we or not. That was just what I wrong by trying to add endorsement to that. So I'm okay with the demonstration. I'm okay with the songs. I'm okay with them expressing the anger. What I'm not okay with is the fact that they use that opportunity to endorse our candidate. And that's one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What
Thank you.
just to add on SYZ, you know, what I don't really agree with too is it happened in the joint chamber. You know, allowing a large group of people inside the joint chamber is a risk to our lawmakers and the property of government, and a lot of risks involved. So happening it happened when work was still going on, doing work hours. You know, these things it don't define us as Liberians. You know.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have one of the favorite songs of this community, the pioneer, uh, Anthony Gavler. Gavler, you love it, Obitelo.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The issue of one is Stafford at the communal building. There is a very back when John Woo was making his state of the nation address. When he crossed people as a cherry squad.
Okay.
To be honest with you, all of the members of the MP, all members of the MP are not. I mean, it's unfortunate to be honest with you. They are all serious. Security is the least on their mind. How in the hell are you going to bring that number of people in there? You're going to bring in cutlass, you bring in a concealed weapon, and their life is at stake. Unless the people can really identify what their roles are in government, those things are very common are very likely to happen every day. Alright?
Okay.
How are you going to tell people in there to cheer, if those people in there to cheer because you are speaking? And still they're not contain that, they're not putting into place anything to prevent that. That's the reason why we Stafford had to get to go in there with the finisher.
Thank you.
We are only looking at the end result, but how it is very related to that far, we're not looking at that. So unless those senators and the criminal justice system can have peace to play, this is a very common knowledge. Everybody can get more in there. I don't know the kind of a big one, everybody can get out from her people go in there have to miss people alive. Look at the appearances of the people that were in there. That's not the way. Unless they can see this thing will happen every day. Alright?
Thank you.
So those were not right. They don't take 2 to 48. If they start first, you gotta nip it to the back. That will not happen again. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna submit.
Thank you very much. That was a voice of the
quick stuff. Yang, when you are from outside, you gotta mute your mic, or SYZ. If you are listening for your phone as well, please mute, because there's a terrible feedback. Until you are speaking, it will be okay for you to mute yourself, but at least when others are speaking, please mute yourself, because the feedback is terrible. People have to listen well.
Okay, thank you very much. I was just having the pioneer on the phone, and anyway, he gave his input on the show. Mr. Chairman, you got anything to say concerning the statement from the caller, the current caller, Mr. Gavler?
Yeah, I was trying to catch what he was saying, but the feedback was very terrible. However, I think I caught some of them. Yeah, security is a concern. No, the problem of the matter here is the fact of the matter here is, let's be honest. I'm not against endorsing anyone. This is democracy. We are in a time that we will see people moving here and there endorsing people. That's okay. That's very okay. But you should not be happy because it's in your favor. So you have to do things the wrong way. Taking people over there to go and endorse a certain candidate is wrong. However, if Yombly DeLong and others really cared about the people they took over there, if they really care about this task force, they should go out there and demonstrate with them. You should be demonstrating with them or singing that song with them at the mansion or whatsoever. Demonstrate that they should get paid. Do not use them as a political tools. You see, that's the problem. And this task force, we are good at singing songs. And Liberians are not aware that they are most often used as pawn in politics. Because every time someone is trying to achieve a certain agenda or accomplish something, they call on those that are marginalized. They call on those that are oftentimes relegated to the trash bin of society to use them to send out a message. And that's wrong, because I haven't here Young Blood or DeLong and the rest of them demonstrating about these people taking pay. But you know what happened? Youngblood and DeLong, they are taking a fat check every time they are taking their home, and they are driving nice cars and sleeping on a good air conditions. But whenever they are trying to show some level of importance in our body politics, they go back to the chessboard and they pick up their pawn. So the point here now is definitely the group of people that they carry out there to use with little regard to their own security and little regard to the security of others. Look, let me just end on this note. Whenever you go to Washington, D.C., to the Capitol building, when you go, and I sat there, I watched them pass laws. One thing they strip us down to the bottom. You don't, not even a water bottle you can carry to the floor. You cannot even carry a water bottle because they said, not even a coffee cup, because they said people can use that to waste coffee on legislatures. They can use that to attack people. Ladies don't carry even big handbags. They pin you down because our security is important. And back home, we are trying to be like Liberia sometimes, but we are very attracted to the negative and not Liberia. We're trying to be like America. But oftentimes, we are more attracted to the negative than the positive. It's about time we start to do politics the right way. And it's about time we start to criticize our own.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Mr. Fulula, do you have anything on that note? Hello, Fulula? Young Fulula?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes. Like the chairman said, it's very risky. Like I continue to emphasize on that. That was a risk taking, and it didn't just stop there. The vice president too went in there. If you won't mind, I can play some the vice president when the vice president went in there. I can play the video, and see how terrible it was when the vice president went in there. Let me just play that video.
Go ahead, play that video. Let's see.
It was very terrible, and it's very risky for you to take people, especially from outside, into the joint chamber to go and demonstrate. This was complete demonstration. Let me share that video real quick.
Yeah, share the video. Share the video.
Can you hear it?
We can hear the video, but you having a very bad.
This was in the joint chamber of the
Thank you, Mr. Fulula. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that video. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you,
This
Fulula. Thank you.
show to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jan Fulula, for the video. Thank you.
Mr. Fuller, you can let go of that video.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the video. See, some of these things happening in the capital. It does not show no good reflection of our lawmakers. You cannot be a lawmaker and carrying people to the place to be demonstrating like this. Where are we heading? Liberia.
President.
Where are we heading? Why should
Vice President crew?
That is why, you see, Mr. Bruno, let me tell you something. This is very serious. The vice president is even, I don't know if that is a law that you cannot take people in to demonstrate, but if that is a law in Liberia, that means you break the law. You cannot be making a law and be the head of the people and breaking the laws. It's wrong. Where are we heading when the vice president herself is doing this? No, I think it is now time for the real government to be put in the trash and try new leadership in Liberia. That's what's happening now. That's the time. Now is the time. The time has come for us to trash the CDC-led government and bring in people that are new to make sure the Liberian people do the right thing. So we cannot live like this. We in the diaspora. We have to travel across to talk to the people back home to bring change to our country. Lawmakers are doing these things in Dawes Kennedy, in Chamber. That will even lead to a chaos. If these people are going to be violent, it will lead to a chaos in Liberia. You know, we shouldn't sit here and be smiling. You know, when our people need change. Look, Liberia problem is Liberian. We don't even take the law proceeding, we don't take it serious. When are we going to do these things to bring change to Liberia? We are the oldest nation in Africa. Countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, other countries should be looking up to us. Because we gain independence. We declare independence. We were the first country ever to declare independence. What happened to us? We are still down the drain. What can we do to deliver Liberia? We have to choose the true and pure leaders. Not people that are power greedy, not people that are only doing things for their own self-esteem. Now is the time for us to take change to Liberia. Honorable Chairman?
Well, you see, what the vice president did over there was just, she was trying to show to DeLon and Yombly and others exactly that she too can do something wrong because they are both wrong. Do you have a caller? And that's why she was trying to.
Hello, your name and where you calling from? Thank you very much. Mark is calling from Delaware. You are live on OP Table.
Flick out the volume up.
Okay. I just want to respectfully disagree with what Chairman just said regarding Yombly and Dillon did not speak about staffer getting a pay on time. That's not right. That's not true. I mean, Dillon and Yombly, they are very, advocating for those staffers. They always talk about those staffers not getting a pay on time. And what happened when the staffers decided to celebrate Yombly? They were those staffers were there. But what happened two days ago with the CDC? Those people are not working there. They are not working over there. But the staffers, they decided to, wait outside to work on Yombly. what she did, to lay down her proud to support JMB.
Mm-hmm.
So, what they did, they tried to appreciate, Yombly, for not, going to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my take on what the CDC, the citizen did. It was wrong. They brought people from outside. They're not working within the legislature. They're not working there. They're not staffers. So that's my take on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you have any other message for Liberian people? Comes October 10, 2023.
My message I got for my people, I'm from Lofa County.
Uh-huh.
I'm a Kissy man. I want to encourage all my people to vote for JMB.
Thank you.
JMB is the way forward. Vote for JMB, and then there will be a better Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The second caller, the second caller says that the people in Liberia should vote Joseph Boakai. That's the way forward. Thank you. The caller is listening. He says that I'm quoting. I'm not saying it myself. I'm quoting from the caller. The caller says whoever in Liberia that listening to Opitable, or whoever in Liberia that is a patriot, Liberian that believe in change, should vote Joseph Boakai for president come October 10, 2023. Thank you very much, caller. Mr. Chairman.
It's very interesting that how you are trying to reiterate the caller point of view, because that thing is aligned with your opinion, and that's okay as well, because that's what you are trying to do. You are trying to tell the listening audience to vote JMB, like the caller. But however, I will reiterate, and I will say this, like I said before. I'm not saying that Yombly and DeLon on the floor, they are not arguing about some of these staffers getting paid. What I'm saying is Yombly and DeLon should demonstrate with these people outside, or even in that government building or other places, for them to get paid. They are not demonstrating with them. Now, the caller argument is the first group of people, they are legislative staffers. They were welcoming Yombly and DeLon back. For what? They were welcoming Yombly because she endorsed Joseph Boakai. Their welcome was not because Yombly spoke for them to get paid. They were not welcoming Yombly because she spoke for them to get paid. They were welcoming her because she endorsed Joseph Boakai. That in itself makes it political. So they have turned the place into a political playground. And that's what they are doing. We really do not care what Yombly can do outside of that Capitol building. She can go out there. She can go and endorse whoever she feel like endorsing. That's okay. But why should staffers welcome her back because she endorsed Joseph Boakai? Now you have the VP having her group of people, and you are arguing that because they are not staffers, they shouldn't be there. No. She is doing the same thing Yombly and DeLon did. And that is wrong. Two wrongs do not make a right. And that's what's happening. Because Madam VP and Askara Gray and everybody else, they got a group of people, whether they paid them or not, they brought them into the same place, into the same household to do the same thing. It's like, look, what's happening here is ridiculous. It's total nonsense. It's chaotic, because people who we expect to know the law, people who we expect to represent the others that are relegated to the trash bin of society, they are over them misusing their own fellow citizens because they are sitting from the place of power and privilege, and that's why we are going through. Like you.
Thank you. We have a caller. We have a caller right now. Hello, Jomachi.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Che, you are live on Opitable.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. First and foremost, I want to lay this premise. I hear people bashing lawmakers and other politicians for the jubilant celebration that took place other side of the aisle. But I don't think that should be the reason for us bickering now, because the only house that's intended for people to do political rallies and whatever, consultations, solicitations, everything, and passage of laws is the Capitol building. That's the only house enshrined within the Constitution to do anything. You can petition people in the Capitol building. You can do whatever you want to do in the Capitol building under the law. You understand me? So you don't expect me to go on the pulpit to go and start preaching politics and other things. So when I see people, listen, they think, listen, people run even in the U.S. People petition people walk to the Capitol building. They can walk to the Capitol building, hold the placards, hold flyers, and saying like, for instance, the immigration law, the TPS, all the small things that people used to be demonstrating for. Right here in America, where they used to go DC downtown. They put the placards up. This is the only house. People, that's a direct representation. You go there, you say whatever you want to say. Respectfully, you can be guided by the laws and everything. This is the place that people discuss politics. That's the house for it. So I don't see it as an offense for people whether they welcoming somebody. I didn't think it was because of the endorsement of Ted Kennedy, but I think that's because they know they are in the full glare of the law and they know that what they were doing was in line with the law. That's why they did it. And number two, that's how you saw the CDC brought people to counter what the people did, because that's the narrative now. Well, anything that other people do, the other people will come out to counter it like they want to stand up ground. There is the stand up ground all around, like going on. When you do your own thing, I will do my own thing. So I don't see if they have done it somewhere else. I think that they was going to be disrespectful to the lawmakers, but I think that that's the place the direct representations were, so they needed to say it in the numbers right there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Jeremiah Chair. Mr. Vulula.
I want to touch on that before Vulula go back. I'll let
no, let Vulula go. Vulula have to go.
No,
Vulula have to go.
No, I hear my turn to chairman. I hear my turn to chairman.
I will let Vulula to go because Chair was speaking. Look, Chair is not going to come. Chair is not going to come over here and partially give a statement that are very. Look, his statement is, that's the thing. He is trying to make a point because of UP, and it's wrong. Again, it's wrong. Look, what he's saying here is people, yes, it's true, people will go to Washington, D.C., even to the Temple of Justice, other places. Look, like back home, you can do that. You can demonstrate outside. To Washington, D.C., people can even go to the White House to petition. But you know where to go? They stop them right at the gate.
Outside.
They stop them outside. You can carry your placard to Capitol. They will stop you outside. I have been on that floor so many times. I have been in the offices of legislators so many times. I know that it cannot happen within the hall. You have people doing stuff in the joint chamber and you say that's the place to go. No, they can meet humbly outside. People always. You know what happened when this gone riot? You saw the chaos that happened when Donald Trump time, while they were fighting people, stopping them from entering in that building, because that place is protected. It's protected because they want the purity of knowledge and ideas to come forth. It's not a place of campaigns. It's not a place of loud noise. But you can go outside, anywhere out there, and hold your sign, and endorse a candidate and say Joe Biden for second term. They will respect that. They will protect you. But the moment you try to go between those doors, you are in violations. And again, I will tell him that nobody can pass in that particular era on Capitol with signs saying vote this or endorse this. I have been there so many times, and that is wrong. While you work there, I have talked to staffers there. They do not carry campaign badges. Right now, elections coming. If you want to go to DC, please go to DC. You will see there's no one wearing campaign t-shirt. Not a single one of them. Even if they are working in the office of a certain legislator or a representative or senator, they will not wear campaign or property on the floor. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. We have a pioneer. Jan, when the pioneer leaves, then you can come on. Hello, Anthony Gavler.
Yes.
You are live on Open Table.
Okay, look, I hear the chairman trying to compare Washington, D.C. To Monrovia. In Washington, D.C., there's an organized system, and the police and the security forces are not partisan favorite. All now in Nigeria, you have partisan police, partisan staffers, and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about a vice president. A vice president. You should be the number 2 man to say, you know, I'm going to tell the president is not going to tell to speak. I mean, nobody that should be allowed to go on the floor. On the floor to do anything that you are not supposed to do. The floor should only be presented by lawmakers. They don't know how they do what kind of damage they cause that day. They may not be physical, all right, and some will be physical. Because their footprints, their footprints are on the floor. Okay?
Yeah.
Jumping on the legs. Okay? So the capital is the least capital in the world. But it should be respected. Okay?
Yeah.
How many times are they go out there to discuss for this issue? It's all partisan debate. Because CDC did it.
Mr. Gifler, I got a question for you.
That is wrong. Don't forget about security. They don't care for security, they only care about themselves. The individual.
Mr. Gifler,
Those things can change. Okay, those things can change. This is what we have to do. And the issue of busing people is because of lack of unemployment, because of the rate of unemployment. You guys can sell it for $5. $2 just to go and cross the table and the rest of the beer to eat. Those are all consequences of the level of unemployment. All right?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Givler. Mr. Givler, there's a question for you from Mr. Vulule.
Yeah. What's the question?
Go ahead, Vulule.
yeah, Mr. Gifler, can you hear me? Yeah,
Hear you.
yeah, Mr. Gifler. Every time, you know, there's problem in Liberia, and we try to compare Liberia with other countries that think the same system. There is no different. You know, the same legislature, the same job the legislature do in America, yeah, the same job the people do over there as well. Every time we try to compare for people to see that, okay, these things are not normal. Then you always say, oh, the system is this, the system is that. So when will good system come in when we don't talk about those things and compare it with other countries that are implementing good system?
Are you there?
When will good system come?
Okay, look. What I'm saying is this. You have a police officer, you have police officers in the world who wear the wear and do the wear even when they are in their uniform. What does that speak? Who can you go to if you are online person here?
That's why we try. That's why we try.
Are you going to work for them? I'm definitely sure you will not. Okay? So, comparison, yes, but there's got to be an organized system that we do not have. Especially organized peace government. Until this peace government is removed from office, this is what and more of them will have.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anthony Givler. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling Open Table. Thank you.
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Z, Mr. Z, can I go now?
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
what I was saying, I said, if you got anything on Jeremiah Che call, he made the statement he made. If you got
Yes.
anything to buttress or to say something, you can go ahead.
Yes, Jeremiah Che, as a very intelligent young man who have traveled and seen other countries, other system, other things that are working for other people. For he to come here and sit here and back the destructive behavior of Stafford in our building is alarming. That's the kind of problem we face today. We that have traveled, we that have learned, that have seen things that work for other people outside. We should not be the ones sitting here and backing those people on ground, like acting ignorance. When they do stuff, it will not hurt when we tell them exactly in their face that these things that you're doing is risky, it will cause harm to us. It will cause harm to the nation as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the staffer in our building, that action in the building few days ago, a question the security level in our building as well. Why will security in that building sit right there and see such thing going on? So now we have about over 70 some more lawmaker in our building. And now people now start endorsing people in our building. If all the 70 some more lawmakers say, I will bring my own people here too, they can't endorse. So when will they have time to do the job of the Liberian people?
Thank you very much, John Fulula. I think we have Jeremiah Che. Jeremiah Che is on the phone. Hello, Jeremiah Che.
Yeah, Excellency, thank you. Thank you, Bintable. First of all, I'm taken aback at your statement, trying to criticize my comments earlier. You see, what we care about is the people who we entrusted with our lives, and they are in the house. Those are the people respect. But not knowing those people are answerable to the people in the various constituents and in the various counties and the nationwide. You understand me? You care about the 73 lawmakers. You care about the 30 senators. But you don't care about the Liberian people. A couple of weeks ago, $100 million worth of cocaine was arrested. 4 persons were arrested along with it, and they were taken to court and they were acquitted. That's alarming. That's huge increase in the drugs peddling on the street. Those are the things that we are worried about. We're not worried about people going to endorse or who's singing songs in the Capitol building. Those things take nothing away from our society, because at the end of the day, if they listen to the staffers, if the people can get paid, they will take actions. But now, the drugs that are in the street, the killings, the unwanted looting of the coffers are those things that the Liberian people really care about. You see, that only in the diaspora we talk about these things, people clapping hands, in various parliaments around the world, real legitimate lawmakers, they throw blows, they fight, they do things when we're not going, when gentility ceases to exist, brutality takes place. Sometimes we're not encouraging violence, but at the end of the day, those are the language that African people, and especially the Liberian people, would like to understand now. So why are we protecting lawmakers that have not even issued a statement on the acquittal of those 4 young men, including a foreign national, Lebanese man, in the sales of drugs to our people? In the next 2-3 months, all the drugs are on the street again. And the people will be selling it, and some of the lawmakers are the same people consuming it, being accused. The district 13 lawmaker has been accused of selling drugs. And people know these things, but people will sweep these things under the carpet only because they want to politicize what they want to what they choose to politicize. So I mean, so I can't sway your opinion, I can't sway your view, but what I'm saying is that the 5.2 million citizens Liberia have, we only got 72 lawmakers down there and 30 senators. Are those people greater than the other Liberians are all around the world or in the country, and they're going through what they're going through? So we are there to protect only them and forget about the masses. Answer that, please. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Che, before you go, I have a question for you. Before you go, Che is gone. Oh, Che is calling back. Hello, Che.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Mr. Che, if election were held today in Liberia, let's assume today is October 10, 2023. Who would be the victor?
Considering holding all factors constant, I support who I support. But this election, because of the prevailing circumstances with the candidacy of other people, I believe that there will be a second round. And in the second round, that's where the victor will come from, because there's no holistic win. There's no one-stop shot at this presidency, because right now, as I see it, the opposition still needs to come together, even if it's in the second round, because everybody is going solo. But I believe that the full top political parties, the winners will come from the opposition.
Thank you very much.
Can you answer that question?
That was the voice of Che, Jamal Che on Obitable. Yeah, what you said, Mr. Fulula, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, Fulula. Hello, young Fulula.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Jeremiah Che, the topic on the discussion, that's what we're discussing. I am not in favor of anything that is going on in that country, like the drugs issue, the killing rate, the poverty, like the salary issues, all the things. I'm not in favor of them. But now we are discussing the issues that the situation that took place at the Capitol building. That's what we are discussing. In that situation, there is no way that we should back wrong. You know, when things like that happen, let's call our brothers and sisters. Let's tell them that, hey, these things is a normal. This thing when it happens, it should not happen at all, especially in the state building, in the joint chamber of our legislature. You know how that speak to the how that make us to look to the whole world that we are not serious people. Our legislature, the joint chamber should be the last place that people should use to endorse or for campaign purposes. These are the last place people should use. Anywhere in South Africa where the EFL people are very critical over there. You not see them in the joint chamber, in their joint chamber endorsing candidates in there. No, no, so these things is not normal at all. So that's a topic on a discussion right now. When it comes on the line of drugs and other issues, we're discussing as it is. And my views are my views. Like John G, you talk about we need change. This is the time that we should be preaching change. And the change that we should be preaching, it should not be the same lawmaker that encouraging or destruction in our country, that relying on the ignorance of our people to bring, to packet our resources for themselves. These are the change that we should be preaching. Those lawmakers, they don't mean good for us. Those lawmakers are there, and I'm calling on all Liberians. They should change all the representatives in our building and bring in new representatives that will send a message to the new people that come in there. Or this thing,
Thank you.
we
Thank you very
giving
much,
you
Mr.
a
Fuller.
chance, and when you misuse our chances that we're giving you, we'll definitely remove you. That will remove other people as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Furula, he said that to change all the lawmakers. Mr. Furula, that's impossible. That's not going to happen. But anyway, that's your view. I know you are feeling somehow disenchanted right now, but the issue is these people will not be changed. Everybody cannot be changed. Some people are doing well. Don't feel because they endorse a candidate, Joseph Walker, in the place that then that means that all the lawmakers should leave. So when the people
That's a question. That's a question here I want for us to discuss. That's a question here.
Well,
And this question,
Mr. Chairman, what is your input when it comes to Mr. Furula's statement saying that they should change all the lawmakers in the Capitol building and bring new set of people? What is your thought on that?
Well, in every society, and even in our lives, change is necessary. But should be told, change is a gradual process. I don't think it's possible at this very stage to change everyone that Mr. Vulula is calling for, and that's his opinion, and I respect that. However, I will take a stab at I will take a stab at what Mr. Chia said not too long. Mr. Chia said about we should be outraged and angry and bitter about some things, especially the drugs issue. That's right. However, we cannot just focus on one thing because we are humans. We are capable of focusing on so many things to make them right. And what the legislative staff did is wrong. We will repeat it, is wrong. You see, when we start to turn our eyes to little things, then we start to erode our society gradually. That's how our society turns to. That's how society becomes a tier war country, like Liberia. We in America, we will follow the rules. We'll go back home and we divert. We go back straight to default to being Liberians. We'll start to play the loud music. We'll start to park our cars on the streets. We start to do things and that we would rather not do in these United States or in Europe or in Australia. And for anyone who's traveled around the world, they know that for the society to function, we have to understand to respect the little laws, the traffic lights, the parallel parking, the noise to your neighbors. And this place, look, this place we're talking about, it should be the place for ideas, the purity of ideas. And for you to have people going over there to endorse is just wrong. It's like, look, we have a society that is ethically disabled. Like this society, we have some people that are, to be frank, I don't think that conscience. I don't think it's working, because sometimes you have to sit and think about decisions that even the people you are trying to use, if they cannot think for themselves, you got to be able to think for them. And that's why you are representing them. So when you are the one in charge of thinking for them, speaking for them, protecting them, and using them as pawns, and then we have a society that is not functioning well. So it's wrong. It's wrong everywhere. And the drugs issue is very wrong. I was very mad. I was upset to see that people walk away without punishment. It's because we have people who are tied to that just issues. People in power, people from the standpoint of people who are enjoying a level of privilege so uncommon to the ordinary Liberians. Because for you to see people walking away from a case that big, of that magnitude, the amount of drugs that we are talking about is able to disrupt and destroy our society. And you go to tell us that nobody is going to go to jail. Not a single person is going to go to jail for what the world saw. BBC was talking about it. The international media talk about that. Now you are about to turn a place that is already struggling from little things into a hotbed of drugs dealers. Now you want to make Liberia to be the El Salvador. You want to make Liberia to be the Mexico. You want drugs to be everywhere on the streets where you cannot even feel the people. Now you're going to have a society that is destroying itself so fast. So fast. It's about time. If we have to change leader, it's about time we look ourselves in the mirror and say, look, George Weah, it's about time you go. But if we are going to change George Weah, we have to put someone there that is capable of changing the trajectory. Who can we put there? I don't think so. For the fact of the matter, the other previous caller that called back then, he said, I'm a Kisi man, I'm from Lofa, so I endorse Boyka. He told us in his very, very statement, so proud, so very proud. That's the problem right there. He didn't just say, I'm endorsing Boyka and forgetting about where he's from. He said, I'm a Kisi man from Lofa. That's our politics right there. I'm a Kisi man from Lofa, so I endorse Boyka. Like, so the Nimba County man would say, I'm a Giyo Amano man from Nimba, so I endorse Kun on Boyka's ticket. You see, our politics is so tribalistic. And tribalism is undermining the beauty of our democracy. It's about time we change these things. About time we start to vote people based on substance, based on ideas, and not on tribal line. Because tribalism is not going to take anywhere. Outside of Liberia, people do not speak Loma. They are not speaking Giyo Nomano. You need to vote people who can leave Liberia and sit at the table and speak to the bread and butter issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman say it's now time. Now is the time to let George Weah leave power, to change George Weah and get somebody new. But the chairman did not tell us who we should bring new. When we're taking somebody out of power, we should have somebody to replace them. And that person should not just be an ordinary person, it should be a good person. But the chairman did not tell us who is going to take over from George Weah. Anyway, we'll switch up to Mr. Vulula. Mr. Vulula, what is your take on this drug issue, the killing of people in Liberia? So what change do you think when we come to Liberia when the under this administration, Mr. George Weah, there have been too many killing of our people and millions of drugs trafficking in Liberia? What can we do to change this identical administration? Come October 10, 2023. Mr. Vulula. In a nutshell, what is the way forward for Liberians?
Thank you. The way forward is change. And when we're talking about change, we're not talking about those same recycled people. Like I told you, all the lawmakers need to be changed. That's the same change we need to look at on a national level, on the presidential level. Look, those people are the same people. How can you come to me now that you say you want to rescue me when you are part of the same system that got me to be to where I am today, that got me to where I am today? You know,
Yeah.
so you cannot rescue me when you are part of the chaos. Then who are you trying to rescue? For 12 good years, you were part of the system, and you told me that you were parked in a garage. How can a car that was parked in a garage just come out? That car say, "Oh, you just put the car on the road and start running." First of all, if you park that car was parking for 12 good years, you have to take it and do some maintenance on it to see if the car is fit for even 5 miles distance, for a 5 miles distance. So you cannot take the car from the garage and just put on the road. Then you setting yourself for a chaos. And you told me that you squander resources. You told me point blank that you got a quarter. I can get the chance to the
Yeah,
quarter. After
yeah.
the quarter, then I can conclude.
Hello, Jamache.
Yeah. Hello again.
Hello,
Yes,
Jamache. You love it on the table.
Okay. I would like to speak.
So I want to come on. Just get a man a link. Let the man come on. Send a man a link. Let him come on.
Mr. Chair, I think it'll be before we just come on the show and discuss the issue. I'm not saying the link.
Mr. Chair, I'm sending you the link now.
Yankee gave me the link. Yeah, he
You're saying the link. Let Jamache come. You're saying Jamache the link so he can come and discuss the issue.
Yep. So, like I was saying, you said you squander resources, and how can we be settling for people like that all of the time? They will come, they say, "Oh, I did this, my people, God forgive me." Then we take the same people will be clapping for them. Then we expect system to change. We expect things to change. It's not right. Those things we need now to look outside of the box and think critically. Yeah, we need to think critically. So we have to make a change outside of our political landscape. Those that have not been into politics, that have not been wet into the politics, and we need to look outside. That's why we get fixer in the race.
Thank
And
you.
fixer
Thank you
have
for
fixed
that.
things.
Thank you for that. We have
I
a
knew
caller.
you're coming
Hello,
from me
the
up.
county of this community, Anthony Gavler.
Yes. I think y'all need to organize this argument. All right? We are talking about drugs, business, and now he's talking about Pasca. All right?
Yeah.
We're not confusing one at a time. We'll come to that. But I will suggest that y'all organize his thought before you make the presentation. On the issue of the drug that is a discussion right now, I think
There was a question asked, Mr. Gifler.
It is a slap in the face of the criminal justice system. All right? And the good thing about it is I wish I had the time to meet with Gongo, who is a lawyer. He stuck in the judicial defense, justice. All right?
Yeah.
Liberia is really at the crossroad of collapse. You say you caught 4 people, suspect, you held them jail, and now they have escaped, and you're going to get them done. I think again, we are not serious. Yes, in the diaspora. It is time for the Liberia was serious people. It is time that the Liberia in the diaspora call on the embassy of the in the diaspora countries to protest that ruling. But no, even the BS in the Romania, it is time that they go to temporal justice to challenge the ruling. But no, all they are fighting is wait for 2023. Wait for 2023. Where are we going to be? Even less of that time. Then they kill you. That girl who kissed him with the phone, I want to go to 2023. Someone can text on that girl, say, I'm going to kill you. We're not making it. The Liberians need to step up. Liberians, the diaspora, against him, we are very unserious. It is time to challenge our embassy and call on them that brother should be overturned.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the voice of the pioneer of this community, Anthony Gavlak. Mr. Fulula, go ahead.
Mr. Gifler, that there was a question asked for
before you go, Mr. Fulula, let me cut you off 1 minute. Did you get a link to Mr. Che?
Yeah, I sent a link to Che.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I sent a link to him. Yeah, I sent it to him through Messenger. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, okay, here is here. Let me bring him on. Like I was saying.
Thank you.
So we need a change, and that change is to come from someone that have not squandered before, someone that have not been parked in the garage before, someone that have fresh idea for Liberia moving forward. So that's why we need to start educating our people. We that in the diaspora, they expect of us more than any other people in Liberia. So when we hear, we should look outside of the back and put the tribal line aside. We put self-interest aside. We look at the broader picture of Liberia, which is Liberia. You know, so these things, that's why Open Table here. Open Table is here to enlighten the minds of our people to look at Liberia at large.
Thank you very much, Jan Furula. Mr. Chia, what is the take on Mr. Furula calling the aspirant, Mr. Joseph Jimabwaka, a paka doing Manasali administration?
Hold up. Sorry, Mr. Chia, before you come in. Are we changing? I thought we're on the drug issue, or you want Chia to just respond to?
That was just a statement he made. I just want him to buttress or give his own view on the statement, Mr. Bwaka being a paka.
Go ahead.
You see,
Can you sit up a little bit?
Okay. You see, until we Liberians can focus on the main issue, Joseph Boyka is of no harm to anybody, any Liberian, as we speak. He's not president. He has never been president. You understand me? So the opposition should focus on the bigger picture. Who's inflicting harm? Who's inflicting chaos on the Liberian people? That's not Joseph Boyka. That's not Alexander Cummings. That's not Yombly, Dillon, all these people. The man at the helm of the leadership right now is George Weah. All the people who run it is the man they want to unseat. He's already there. He's not campaigning for anything else other than retaining his seat. You understand me? So if opposition panelists will come online and castigate and denigrate one person who's vying for the same seat you're vying for, I believe that we should do these things constructively, because at the end of the day, if you call yourself opposition, if this thing goes to a second round and you support President Weah, then it means that all the things you said was a charade. So I believe the opposition people, now, Jan and myself, for me, I don't say stuff about Mr. Cummings because I know Mr. Cummings is competent. It's just that maybe the Liberian people will have to make that decision, that determination. Maybe they will give him the job at a later date, but I don't see anything wrong with him being president of Liberia. Now, on the other side, Mr. Jan Vudule will look at Mr. Boyka and say, oh, you old Paka, you old race car. You listening to things that people told you. A lot of us are privileged and happy when our parents, a lot of us are happy. Yeah, listen, a lot of us will be happy when our parents reach or attain the age of Mr. Boyka. So it's no quick pro about that. We are happy that he's aged, and we are happy that he has wisdom. We are only hoping that the supporters, we the supporters in the diaspora or even on the ground, can realize that Mr. Cummings is not the target. Mr. Boyka is not the target. Mr. Congo is not the target. The other day I was following Logan's Hour. I saw another presidential candidate. My first time seeing the person. You understand me? So sometimes the choices, the decisions we make can be a problem for Liberia or can help Liberia. That's all I have to say on the issue, because I'm not in the business of attacking or especially people in the opposition. I just want to undo all the things that George Weah did, because we believe that the country is not in the right trajectory, and we believe that we can change the narrative going forward. So I believe in the opposition togetherness. I believe we can move forward.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chia is saying that he believes in the empirical school of thought. That means the old hands, the men who have the wisdom. That's Mr. Walker. I'm quoting from Mr. Chia. He said that you shouldn't be referring to the man as a Parker. You know, he believes in the empirical school of thought. He have wisdom, so he have wisdom to lead Liberia, and we are looking for change. And change must
No, is that he's not the only person in the race with wisdom though. Get it straight. He's not the only person in the race with wisdom. Everyone has wisdom. But the way we articulate the ideas to our people can either make our people hate another candidate or love another candidate. Like I'm not a supporter of ABC, but you understand me? He has a plan. A lot of good friends of mine are followers and supporters of Mr. Cummings. And I believe that if he does become president, things will change, actually. You understand me? But at this juncture, I am not a supporter of Mr. Cummings because I support another candidate. There are a lot of good people in the race, with the exception of Mr. Weah, who we want to remove by the ballot box.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. You see, Mr. Che is speaking of on a very good point as someone who is in the opposition. He's looking at the broader picture here, and that's a good thing. What I do know that I see him that he is fanning around the issues, and the issues, especially with Yan pointing at them squarely about this old man being a parka and everything else is right there. This is not an issue that we can put under the rug. He said it himself, and is truth be told, he is an old man, and he was a parka, and that's okay. That's okay too. Maybe now he fixed the car or he's ready to put the car on the road. However,
we got a new engine.
Okay, to overhaul the engine, we'll have to test it first. Maybe he should be running for representative of Lo-Fi or senator of Lo-Fi for us to test the engine. But that's okay too. So let's move a little bit. You see, the thing is, even the people around him, they are not making the case well. Look, if you have Yombly, PYJ, and Jeremiah Kuhn telling the Liberian people that Boyka will not be campaigning enough, they are indicating some form of health issue, some form of crisis, some form of aging illness. Because we know to campaign vigorously in Liberia, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing because have you seen the road going up to Grand Crew? Have you seen the mall?
Yes.
Have you seen the road going up to Maryland? Have you seen the road going to his home?
Where is his home?
Lo-Fi County is the home of Joseph Boyka.
Thank you very much.
You cannot put the old man on the road for so long in these type of circumstances and expect him to be fit before even taking power. Now it's a good thing. It's a good thing that he picked a young man. It's a good thing that he picked a young man. But sometimes you have to be there for people to like associate themselves with you. You have to put Joseph Boyka on the car to take him to Maryland. You're not carrying a Jeremiah Kuhn and Yombly to go talk to the people of Maryland. They are not number one on the ticket. If Boyka cannot go to the people of Maryland, if he cannot go to the people of Grand Crew, if he cannot go to the people of Nimba, or go to the people of Lo-Fi County, we are saying that he's not capable of going through these circumstances. And you want him to be there for 6 years? Because 6 years, he will have to make these trips. And that's okay too. No, that's fine. I don't think that this man, his ideas are genuine. And she is talking about we should look at the bigger picture. Like, to be frank to Weah, there are some good things we can look at and there are some bad things. I, for one thing, the opportunity for the opposition to take Weah from there is long gone. And that's my opinion. Why? Because The opportunity was there when the opposition, they were working together. They came together, they worked together. They took Judge Weah CDC in the by-elections to replace, to have a senator in Masurata, Dillon Gadet, with opposition unity. They beat CDC almost everywhere. But once they started to work against themselves and things started to fall apart, we saw what happened. We saw the result in Lofa County. That was because of opposition disunity. Because in his own home, this is Boyka's stronghold, in his own home, because of this unity in the opposition, Boyka was not even able to get a win at home. So it's about time maybe the opposition should start changing their tone. They should start talking about the bigger picture, like Chia said. Because if we start to pull together, if you want to say opposition, we start to pull together as opposition, you are giving one person the advantage. And the advantage is CDC. For me, I think CDC is in the lead right now. Say why you want to say that about CDC. CDC is still a better chance to stay in power for another 6 years.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chairman, thank you. Thank you for your input. Chairman is saying that CDC is standing a very better chance to win this election. But anyway, that's the chairman's opinion. Mr. Chair, I'm Mr. Fulula. Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, Mr. Fulula. You're not that very favorite song in Nibakante. We're having a caller again. Hello, Tony Gabriel, the pioneer of this community.
Yeah, thank you. Well, coming to Joe Walker. I like the way the chairman put it. Joe Walker does not have to be everywhere. That's why he has a vice president. That's why he has other campaign managers. Okay?
Yeah.
Those parts of the country that he just named that are not easily accessible is the fault of this clique that we have in power. All right?
Okay.
Besides, the reason is half of local country and the entire country, their eye is on presidency. Their energy was reserved or is reserved for the presidential campaign, not for senators. They don't take that as being a key factor. A senator could be there, but you can't change your mind for the presidency. Okay? You're not there with that vote. All right? But for the presidency that their own son, their grandfather, okay? Even the backup will call Omen Walker Uncle Joe. The mother will call him Uncle Joe. The school will call him Uncle Joe. So he's a national icon. He's the only uncle in the country that's contesting. All his nephews are going to vote for him. So their energy to campaign, their energy to stay in the land for a long time, is all saved for this authority. All right?
Okay.
And it comes to CDC. CDC see the war. You know, the electoral process is so funny. There's always a result before the election. Okay? Getting back 1997, half of the country kept seeing Chancellor, our leader, Gangster, our leader. What did we see? Civil war. All right? When it got to Heli, before the election, everybody was shouting, Heli. At the end of the day, we won the race. Heli, you're working there. Before you even declare, before you start petitioning, what you will win. All right? So even this, since 2017, after the election, 2018, Walker has been top of the line. Come here, just the process bad boy. He just got into the picture. But everybody knows Joe Walker. They talk about Joe Walker at the dinner table, even the power station, in the ghetto, it is Joe Walker. So it is not Joe. His age is not going to deter the person voting for him. All right?
Thank you.
That is why systematic division has never come in. So you don't have to go everywhere. Like George Miller, you can everywhere call waiting for opening the toilet. There are people to represent you. That's why you got more stars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Mr. Tony Gabriel. He said the United Party Senate Barrow, you know, he's doing division of labor, separation of power, wherein he's making the other people to go run campaign, and he don't have to be everywhere, you know, The old man will go to wherever he can go, to run a campaign. The people already, according to the quarter says that everything fall in place for the old man. You got a lot of nephews and things around the world. I mean, in Liberia, in various countries, so he don't have to go everywhere anyway. Mr. Che, do you have anything like to buttress the color, the current color, Mr. Tony Gabler? Now we'll switch up
Oh,
to the chairman, then Jan Volule.
of course. I would like to piggyback on what Mr. Gifler said, but I want to relate it since the chairman always relating things to the international space. I would like to relate it to England. You
Okay.
see, the Queen, she passed at the age of 96. She was on the throne for 70 years. 70 years is a milestone. It's not an easy time to reign over a modern country. She's been there ever since. Her son was the longest waiting person to be hired in history of the world. To wait 70 years to get one job. It's not like he was applying, but he was next in line. Now it tells you the structure. I'll take you over to Ukraine. A 70 some years old Putin, who has been there, understand war issue, cannot conquer the country called Ukraine simply because he thought that by a little known comedian, actor becoming president. So all the plans that he had before he was going to overrun the country, but now what we talk about is the connection, the intelligence, the way you work with other people, the way you accept people. That's the way forward. Now, what we see with the whole Liberian scenario, everybody is saying, "Oh, the age, the age, the age." I don't understand the age factor. I thought we should be happy when somebody has aged and they're willing to give and contribute whatever they have to the country. He has been there. He has been tested. We're not saying that other leaders that are upcoming are not good, but the parity is this: you could combine them. But sometimes our people are anxious. Sometimes it should be me. It should be me, Jeremiah. Other than me, nobody else supposed to replace this guy. And like Chairman Sele said, if the opposition keeps bickering, Mr. Weah could see the show because at the end of the day, he has the resources. He has over 700 million plus, almost close to $1 billion budget. He sits over it. And you know what's happening, what's obtaining in the country is corruption. So if you have people sitting and fighting over power that they don't have, and you got one man got power, he colluding, he doing everything, no system works in the country, and you sit and you can't come together, it's shameful for Liberia. And it's also hurtful because at the end of the day, today, those who are 67 or 70 years old, when you wait this man becomes president for another 6 years, it's a problem for you too. Now, the whole age question will shift from Boyka because after the election, there's nothing about Mr. Boyka anymore in his political sojourn. I think he will cut the curtain on that going forward. But if we look at it to slip away this time around, and we don't do what we got to do as opposition community to unseat the man, then another era will pass. The other people will go on. They will still be there. Mr. Cummings will endure another 6 years being in the opposition because let's cut it straight. If we are the first, Parker will be the second, Cummings will be the third. Any way you put it, that's it. All other people will come full fit and some will be negligible. So people will not be counted at the end of the day. Like Joe Barney, he will not be counted at the end of the day. He will not be, those are not the people that Liberian people yearn for at this moment, at this juncture. So I just hope that our people can make the decision. They are not forced, but they know what they go through. If they can make the decision and accept one of the best candidates in the race is in the city right now. He's in Indianapolis, Mr. Gonglo. He's here, and people can canvass. People can see his thoughts in the country, and he's also aging. Somebody who went to jail way 78. He's not small boy. He's also aging. So after 6 years, all these people will be 70 something, all going upward. They're not coming down again. So the next screen of leader that we look at now will be the Yombly, the Charlene Bromsky, the Dillon, or Kuhn. Those are the people. Those are the political strongholds we'll be looking at. So we can put our hands around each other once more. Because anybody that has not been tested, that has not gone through that tracks, like my good old friend who wanted to be a senator and later on We're not hearing anything about it. That's how people look at young leaders. If we're going for something, go for it. If it knock your head, you get up, you go for it again. Then you'll be tested. But you cannot sit silently after a period of time, the people will just jump on you again. Liberian people are seasonal people. I voted 6 times in Liberia, 6 times. 2005, first round, second round. 2011, first round, second round. 2017, first round, second round. That's how the people think. When they're ready to give you the power, you will see it. You will see it from a distance. They will always tell you. They will tell you, we're giving it to you this time around. The only confusing thing is that because the opposition seems to be jittery. Opon came from in the opposition to become president. You know that. The ruling establishment, he defeated the ruling establishment. It can happen again. It can happen again. So I'm just asking the opposition, we should slow down on the harsh rhetorics on our various candidates and just focus on the main issue. Maybe we can turn the coin.
Thank you very much, Jamache. Mr. Vurula, Mr. Chairman, you want to go?
I think it was Jan Vule that was going, right?
Mr. Vurula, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. You know, the people want to see their president. Those around Joseph Boakai, the old man, they are not doing justice to the man at all. After 2017 election, this old man came up publicly on public media on Tima Jabate uh, radio station. He told the nation that the stress from the campaign trail in 2017 created serious problem for him. The stress from the campaign trail in 2017 created serious problem for him. That's what put the pacemaker in his heart today. The stress, it was the old man himself that said it. So 6 years, yeah, he said it. The record is there.
Chairman, I will interject because we're not allowed Mr. Furule on the basis of spewing or falsehoods on the show
No,
because
no,
you
the
cannot say
record is there.
you will have
You
to
know what?
provide
I
the
will
tapes.
play it now. I will play the record.
Yeah, you have to play it. You have
I
to
will
convince
play
the
it. I
audience.
will look for it. I will play it. Before the
Play it
show
now
ends, I
while
will
we're on the
play it.
show.
No, no. I will
Yeah,
look for
then
it.
you
I will
have
play it.
you can
No,
say the
the
man
old
came
man,
on and
the old
say,
man
listen,
himself,
the
he
person who got
stated that
sick
the
after
stress.
the person who got sick after the election, they eventually died. You understand me? You know who I'm talking about. Peace be to his ashes. So you can't say Honorable Broker will come out and say after the election, my people are tired. So because I put peace in my heart. No.
Jalata,
So you are you
Tima
telling me?
Jalata,
Are you
Tima
telling me?
Jalata, acquired the radio station and all.
Are you telling me it's 2017 or 2018? Mr. Broker made that statement. Can you verify
In
that?
20, in
So
20, in
that 2017,
2017,
that
after the election,
2018.
I said after the
A-
election of
after
2017,
after serving as vice president for 12 years, are you telling me that the vice president came on
after the
public radio after
election,
losing election
he
and tell you
said
that he
the
got something in your
stress,
heart?
the old man himself. Look, Jamache, I still got my time.
You
You
I
will get your
understand.
time.
Listen, no,
Before,
but listen, certain thing when you say we'll drop it right away.
no,
These
no,
are the
no,
same
no.
thing we're
We're
talking
not gonna
about.
drop
These
it.
are the
Look,
same
the
thing.
record
Oh
is
man,
there. The record
oh
is
man,
there.
these are the
Mr.
same
Vurula,
things.
hold
Record
on.
is
This
Mr.
there.
Vurula, hold on 1 minute.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fulula,
Mr.
these are the
J.
same things we're saying. We should not be
No,
attacking
the
because people
record
know
is
things
there.
about
I
other
will look
people who
for it
can't
though.
see.
I will look for
No,
it. I will
listen,
play it. I will play
There are
it.
things,
I,
there are
I will
things,
look
there
for
are
it. I will
things,
play
Vurula,
it.
Vurula, hold on 1 minute.
there are things that
Go
we
ahead.
know about each other's candidate that we cannot be, coming on the public radio to say things to people. Right now, the
Yes,
focus is not what on your
whatever
heart.
about women's. You
No,
can say whatever
that's
about
not my
women.
politics. That's
But
not my politics.
I'm
That's not
saying
my
what the
politics.
old man said. I'm quoting the old man. I'm quoting
You
the
Mr.
old
quoting
man
it, then
Vurula,
you should
record.
provide prima
Mr.
facie.
Vurula, you're going to
Okay,
get
go
your
ahead.
place. Let
Let
Taylor
him go
go ahead.
ahead.
I will switch the
No,
place.
let Fulula go ahead. Let
No,
Fulula go ahead.
I was still round.
Fulula is on the
I
show
was
to
still
trash
round.
to
Like I was
trash
saying.
Mr. Boyka.
All right, Mr. T. Mr. T, am I protected?
You are very protected, my
You are
brother. Go
protected,
ahead.
Mr. Vurula.
Okay. According to the old man, after the election in 2017, on Tima Janate radio station, Tima Janate question him. And I will send it to you. You will see him. He
Don't
stated
send it to me.
that
Send it to the
the
public. Let the
stress,
people listen.
the stress from the campaign trail after the 2017 election, it created serious problem for him that what put a pacemaker in him. And I'm not stumbling on that. I'm saying that a record is there. The record's there. Yes. And I'm disappointed in the family of the old man as well. His children, his grandchildren, his wife, they know the condition of this old man. And they continue to push this old man to still create problems. You do know the old man, within 6 months, he had to come and do the surgery. And the last day of that 6 months for it to be expired in Minnesota here, the last day is June of this year. If the old man don't come in June, there will be serious problem. Do you know a Chinese doctor in Liberia putting steroids in the old man to create to create more the heart rate to how you call it the heart rate.
SYZ, Honorable Chairman, we can
So,
come in.
I'm still in route. I'm still in
Since
route.
the
I will
topic
give
on the discussion, since the topic on the discussion,
Mr.
Yan change the topic on the discussion. He's talking
Furula,
about somebody personal health.
Mr. Furula,
That's not the
we're not,
topic.
Mr. Furula,
That's not the topic.
we're not accepting on the show. We're to be
you
a
will not
platform
accept
of men
why.
like that.
Wait, hold
Why are you
up.
talking about?
Wait, hold up. XYZ, if you are controlling the show or whatsoever, I think Mr. Chie, you have to give Mr. Yan Vulude the chance to complete, and then we can give you the chance to give your rebuttal to his statement if they are false or just allegation or just mere rumors. But I think you have to learn his thoughts. I mean, and then you can go
I
ahead.
send that particular recording to
But
somebody.
there's an
I'm
issue,
looking for
Mr.
who
Chairman.
really send it
I
to.
think Chie asked Vulula that he should play the click or bring some
I'm
information.
looking for the click is on
So that
record.
the
It's
public
a
can
public.
see
It's
it
a
for
public record. It's there.
public
It's
consumption.
a show. I'm telling you.
But Vulula have failed indeed to provide a document or the tape for the public.
That
public
that
consumption.
that that
So
that will
why
not
are
stop.
we arguing on
That
something?
cannot stop me from learning. Let
That
me
will not
learn.
stop his thought process. That cannot stop me.
Yes.
Look,
Okay,
he's gonna
I
speak.
understand that, but the
He's gonna
issue
speak.
is
And then,
the
hold
issue
on.
is when you are coming with these things, at least you have a stuff to back your statement, because you can just come and make statement here. Have the old man is in Liberia. There's a Chinese man putting steroid. Who told you that? Where did you get your news from, Mr. Fulula?
I'm telling you that it's all.
The public on this platform.
I'm saying that. I'm telling you reality. See, if the Nyambli Kanga and the running mate to Waka can come on here, it's truly honor that you can see it. Telling the people, due to the old man condition, he will not be able to make it to on the campaign trail. Do you think why it is? Why it is? I'm telling you, the old man himself said it, his own record for that. That after the last election, 2017 election, it created stress for him. That what put a pacemaker in him. I'm not making it up. I'm not stumbling on it. It's there. His record is there. The record is there. For the people that are around the old man, they don't care about this old man. They continue to push the old man for their own self-interest. That's not fair. That's our statement. That's our statement. The interest should be protected. His family got to stay. His grandchildren got to stay. His children got to stay. His wife got to stay up for this. For he to not die, the old man got to just sit down and just take care of his grandchildren.
Hold on, Fulula, hold on. Let me tell you something. Why will you come here and try to kill somebody? The old man.
I'm not killing him.
No, but
I am not killing him. The health record is there. It's a statement. It's not it's not secret. It's public. He has said it. I said the old man said he was Parker. You all came at me again. You all said I didn't want saying it. Like I'm not quoting the old man. I was quoting him directly. I'm quoting him directly.
He's gonna die.
Record. So after 6 years after that problem, he created that problem for himself during the campaign 6 years ago. You think he okay right now for another campaign?
Yes.
You think he can make it on another campaign trail?
Hold on, we have a caller on the phone. Hello, your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mark. I'm calling from Delaware.
Mark,
I want to speak on the issue while Yang is talking. I think Yang, you are not doing well. You can't speak, about somebody somebody a health condition like this, and you don't have no evidence.
Yes.
That is not right.
I got evidence. I'm looking for it.
Yeah,
I'm
hold on,
hoping that I find it.
Yeah, hold on,
You
please.
can't do that, and that is completely unacceptable. And I'm speaking from a medical standpoint because I am a nurse.
Okay.
I mean, you can't talk like that. You don't have no evidence, yeah. That is wrong. This man is healthy enough to run for president. He have got all the necessary medical checkup that claim that he can vote for president. So you can't sit back, you say he's speaking all those lies, and you don't have no evidence. That is not good. You are trying to deceive the audience. You can't do that. Yeah. I mean, Joseph Boakai is the rightful man to lead our country at this point. Section 1 is not. He's qualified, but it's not at this time. Section 1 can wait for 2029. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The caller just stated that Jan Vurulai is lying to the audience and
So SYC,
No, first of all,
SYC, let me.
I will say before she speak, SYC, I won't allow you to be using those colors and political points to pull for your ideas. And because I know you are leaning Joseph Boakai, that's the thing. Is the thing about the matter is whenever is no, I'm speaking. Whenever the caller are talking about Joseph Boakai, is something that is very satisfactory to you, and it is sometimes brightening you up, and you try to reiterate them. But it's okay. Just how you protect the caller, I want you to protect Yan as well as he speak, because we have to protect each other here. I'm not saying Yan is right. I'm not saying the caller is wrong. I'm not saying the caller is right. I'm not saying Yan is wrong. But if this is a marketplace of ideas, we'll have to wait for everyone to speak, and then we can counter out them with our own ideas and opinions. Mr. Che will go after the caller.
Okay. You see, the issue there is, I try to buttress the caller. I'm not here to run campaign. I'm here to disseminate information, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing the right thing. But Mr. Chairman, I know you are feeling somehow disenchanted because probably your candidate, who is Mr. George Weah, is about to leave power, and he has no place in that country, and we will make sure to unseat him, and that's why the Liberian people want, and that's what's going to happen. So Vurulai over there is how he's doing to people. His candidate probably take fourth place somewhere in the election. I don't even know how he's going to manage. But anyway, let me tell Mr. Gavler, and then we can switch the president to Che, and then Mr. Vurulai can come in and give us some information again that you have no information about, and let's move on. Hello, Mr. Gavler.
Yes, Timash Jate got 50-50.
No, he said Jabate. Jabate.
No, Timash Jate is 50-50.
Jalate.
Yes.
I said Jalate. I said Jalate.
There's a Mark Jabate. Social media.
I said Tima Jalate. 50-50. Yeah, y'all know that thing is true. Why you want to spin it around?
We want to spin references. We cannot say Yasser and just find Yasser there. Yasser the only state. Yasser alright? Then the only standard it should be recorded, and before you bring out accusation,
I'm looking for that video. I sent that video to somebody. I can't remember.
But the fact of the matter is that all still is fact. Alright? Do not let the poor people discourage of coming ratio or watching ratio because of their lies you speak out. Alright?
Thank you.
I'm entitled to my opinion, though.
You're trying to pretend you're killing them, but pretend you're killing them. We start not accusing or thinking about other things that are not true. Let them show me more informative than their aggression here.
Thank you.
I hope the management team will put you down and spank you a little bit and make sure you do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of the pioneer of this community, Anthony Gabler. Mr. Che, you are in flight.
Yeah, I would like to buttress what Mark from Delaware said, the previous caller, and as well as Mr. Gifler's comments.
Mhm.
You see, uh, um, it's very preposterous for Mr. Vulule to state people's medical record that he don't have. You know, we all have parents who are aging and very old. Will it be prudent for people to come here and spew things that they don't know, even if there are records to that? Mr. Oman Burka is old enough to have intact his own medical record. He will not go around and be saying these things. He has been examined multiple times. There is no cause for alarm, and we are on path less than 5 months to elections. So we should be talking about the issue that affected Liberian people, like I said previously. I'm not going to talk about anybody's health because we are, even we might be looking young, very young. In fact, the young people die faster than the old people nowadays because the things that we are involved with. So I don't think that we should sit down here and celebrate whether it's illness or celebrate the poor health condition of somebody. I'm not saying the person has poor health condition, but even young people strong go to the gym every day. You fall up for no reason. You understand me? So for us to be discussing our country's future, and somebody is saying that 2018, this man has just through serving as vice president for 12 years. So it's 2018, he will take a pacemaker and put it in your heart and go on the public radio and say, oh, so why is the audience say, are you going on the public radio after losing the election to say, oh, so? No, that's not the deal. That's not the point. So I think my brother there has his own argument, but he's missing the mark. Like I said, we as oppositions, we're not going to be talking about people's own collective things that they've done in the past or something like that, or health matters, because we believe that if you are unfit, if you deceive the Liberian people, well, the woman up there has the final say. Because most of the people who be making arguments about Ambassador Barker's health, some of them are long gone. I remember, peace be to his arches, the late Christmas City said worse than what I'm hearing from Yan. But today, where is he? Omen Barker is still around. 1 year, 2 years running. But I'm saying this to say we should focus on the issue that matters to the Liberian people. If voting President we are into office again is the right thing, the Liberian people will make that determination. We have people who follow us. We have people who will tell to do things, and we can superimpose on them, but we can inform their decision. So look, listen, this is what we should be doing. The other day I heard Yan call on a local talk show in Liberia. I was monitoring the radio. He called. He said things, but he's not going to say things like to bring down other people's character. I don't know what's come over him, but he's our little brother. I think we will talk to him to change the narrative. We as oppositions, because all of us on the show, with the session, I don't know the chairman. The chairman is flip flop today. The chairman uncle will win election somewhere. He will jump there. When the other person win, he will still be there. So we don't understand the chairman as we speak. But I think as opposition that we should just focus on what to do to remove this man. Now the huge topic for the last 8 months was running mate, running mate, running mate. Now the old man who has no strength again, according to the propagandist, now he has found his running mate. Now that other issue is died down. They come back to different issues. When will we discuss who has the power and leave each other? When? We don't have time to convince the Liberian people that they meant doing back to them, because we got all the time on our hands talking about each other, talking about who doing this, who doing that, who's selecting. Even the choice of Mr. Cummings selecting Charlie Bromsky or whoever he has to select, it's still good for Liberia because we are in opposition. We celebrate every good thing every member of the opposition does, because the whole goal here is to remove one fellow who has been tampering with Liberian resources for a long period of time. 6 years is a long time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Che. We have Prince. Prince is on the line. I think this should be Prince Jacob. Hello, Mr. Jacob.
Yeah, open table guys. How you doing? I've been following the show, but I just want to make my point quick. Everybody entitled to their opinion as young. But one thing I want to say, this Joseph Boakai thing, people playing with. I'm right now I'm independent. Okay, but what I didn't learn is the ANC folks. They feel that they know so much, and they don't do nothing.
Oh,
I find a video. The video will play.
They're going around, making all the big money. Well, this guy
Not for me.
So he say they have 24. They are invested. They are looking at 24 people, and at the end of the day, where we are chasing Charlie Bronski again.
Yeah.
These are things that people need to look at because everybody want to present Mr. Comey as the angel from glory. Nobody injured, but the manner in which they are carrying this man. And after Comey said, I realized that he has wasted a lot of money and a lot of time in Liberia without no help. And people that young men will get on platform and just go and just say, they just talk without no reason. They will talk with no evidence. Young men are on a show. And I start calling the ANC people, I say, crazy people making crazy noise. And I say, stand by it. These are things. They are carrying Comey and they damage the man. Comey is a good guy, but the damage him. I'm not lying to you.
So before you leave, you think Kwame's going to get a running mate anytime soon?
Well, my brother is within the ANC, and I get a lot of information. They are saying after Charlene Bronstein, that's the only one right now. So hopefully, according to him, what he gave me, hopefully Charlene Bronstein will be the running mate to Comey.
So if she doesn't accept the position, that means Kwame's going to go alone, right?
You are giving the caller too much time. We have to discuss. I think because the caller is in favor of Joseph Boyka. Again, you have to stop this.
I'm just saying the truth, Chairman. I'm just being truthful. I'm not Joseph Boyka supporter, but let's just say the truth, man.
the chairman are open causing you.
You need to look for the people that will be. You say on the phone, but I've been on the phone. Where we are. You say the man is old. I listen to Yasini. Yasini is my big sister. Say in fact that the man is not running. He not going on the campaign trail. What the evidence? Just stop this. Let us stop this, please. Your call yourself opposition. Just stay our opposition. Every attack should be to war George Weah. Where did the Ome opportunity of the Ome win y'all?
George Weah will win. Nobody
all the voice, Prince Jacob on open table. Anyway, I think is that the chairman? Chairman, go ahead.
I think Yan got a video that you guys asked for the evidence. I will allow Yan to play his video a little bit, and then we can discuss.
All right, Yan, go ahead. Play a video. That I'm going to die. Play a video
from the old man himself. So y'all listen.
I can't hear anything.
My man, wait.
It's
See, what
important that
technology-
I mean, you guys asked.
No heart surgery.
But when the video said it's saying lies,
So
they
for
read
those
the
of you who
lies.
carrying the story around, you got
Hold
The man
on.
said no
to
heart
check
surgery.
it out.
Hold on.
You gotta wait. Let us
Can
see
you
the play.
listen?
No heart surgery. I have no heart disease. I move around. I did go to a hospital because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of that. And yes, I went to hospital, but I'm very fit.
Chairman, let me turn that video down.
You want to do your physical, right?
Listen.
Pardon?
You want to do your physical.
Yeah, pacemaker. Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Yan, you can take it
Wait.
Surgery. I don't have any heart
I
surgery.
get
I
pacemaker,
don't have
you
any
get heart
disease.
surgery, like miracle.
No heart surgery. So for those of you who carrying
No surgery.
Yan, listen.
the story
Mama.
around, you gotta go and check it out.
Okay. Okay, Yan, you can
No
take it
heart
down now.
surgery. I have no heart disease.
Wait,
Huh?
Chairman, let me
Did go
respond
to
to that
hospital
quickly. Chairman,
because
let me respond to that
I
quickly.
found out that there was a lot of pressure
You're not
beginning
listening to
with the
Tima,
government, with the
or question to the man. Do you have pacemaker? Yes. How will you get
campaign and all of
pacemaker? No
that.
heart surgery.
And yes, I
Heart
went to
surgery come from?
hospital, but I'm very fit.
You want to do your
How you want to
physical,
deceive the
right?
people? You
Pardon?
don't care for
Why
You
the
want to do
anything.
your
video,
physical.
Yeah,
why the
pacemaker.
video is, why the video is shutting down when the question is asked initially,
Yes.
it just goes
Okay.
blank.
I will
People,
send
I
it
the
will
to
pay,
you.
respond to
I will
that.
send it to you. I will send it
No,
to you.
Oh,
the
yeah,
video
you,
that you,
yeah,
let
you
me
the
can
talk
put
video,
the video
about
down.
the surgery. I don't have any heart surgery. I
I
didn't
think,
have.
I think you have, I think you have,
uh,
you have four,
excuse me,
you
excuse
have
me,
four, you have four some,
Chairman,
you have put some pin in the hands of UP supporter.
no, Chairman,
No,
let me respond to
no.
this.
How
I
will
think
you?
the
How will
video,
you
Chairman,
do? How will
let,
you get
let me
pacemaker
respond to
in your
this.
heart? How will you get pacemaker
Chairman,
in your heart?
Chairman,
No surgery.
Chairman,
And the party said
Chairman,
because
let me
of the
respond to
campaign
this.
Wait,
trail.
y'all follow that. Hold on. Go
Hold
ahead,
on, let me
Chair.
respond to this.
hold up, chair,
Yeah, let me respond.
okay, chair, I think you are eager to respond.
No,
But
I will respond.
wait, hold on, you will respond. You will respond. You will respond. However, you guys will have to apologize to Yan and the Volule.
I will not.
Hold on. Because you guys said Yan was lying on the show. And I knew Yan was saying what he was saying was right. Look, Timas Jate 50-50 show Mr. Bueka went there and he said that, but I wanted the opposition to cry their own cry. Because what happened is that was actually on 50-50 Timas Jate. 1-on-1 with Timas. But I'll give you the opportunity to respond to that video. You hear from the horses.
What you know, first and foremost, the video that's in circulation with Yan there, the video has been doctored a long time ago. But it's in the playbook of the ANC to send those videos around from the various chat rooms. I'm in one of the most important ANC chat rooms, and I know what goes on. You understand me? What happened is this: those people doctored the video a long time ago. That's why you see the technical glitches on the video when the old man is responding to his question. Those things are not. That's why you see right on the same video he playing, they put there lies, Lies. It was spelled out clear lies. Because those videos have been doctored long time. Yeah, I'm surprised that Yan will live in the most advanced country on the planet Earth, that people can even call him and be doing credit card scams, doing all kind of funny things right on the ground where you have people calling and tell you say your card this and so thing. All those things happening. So how about country like Liberia where people can sit down behind computer and change things? Yeah, you want me to talk like you? Of course I can talk like you. So these things are common. The question will be diverted and reverted to an initial topic that he was on, and you'll be celebrating. Is that going to okay? He made that statement. Where did that statement take Mr. Cummings in 2017? You understand me? He's taking fifth, and this man had over 434,000 votes to his credit. So now, is that thing going to be playing for?
He's talking
Listen,
about math.
wait. Are you going to be playing that thing for we are? Is it good that you going to play for we are because that we are then face that thing? That thing you get so that CDC pays it. If you don't know that CDC pays that particular thing you get down there, because that's propaganda. So I'm not surprised at this of this propagandistic approach that you taking. You see, you always let the things around. There last night you join Team Gonglo. You confused. Today on the show you ANC again. You see, you gotta be somewhere and stick one place, young man. Listen, you confuse politicians. But the thing here is, they think you playing with. Before October, you'll see things worse than that. That people saying people will be leaking a lot of stuff. That thing from down there, how is it going to help the process on 2023? How is it going to put food on the table of the Liberians that are back home? That video,
Can
I can't
respond?
sell.
Can I respond to that?
Thank you. Before
That's why.
we have a caller on the phone.
Can I respond to Chair?
No, you can't respond.
We have Miss Nicole on the phone, the former vice president of this community. Because we are welcome on the table.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Thank you for the show. So, I'm just calling to contribute on the line of the old man's health. You know, being a medical person, you know, we have to be careful when we're choosing a president. Knowing the role of a president, we all can agree that that is not an easy task. Okay? The older you get, you become very prone to stress. And to have a pacemaker, that tells you that, the heart is depending on something to function right. So I'm not trying to say whether he's fit or he's not fit. But if we're, questioning his, ability, his physical ability to serve the people right, it's not only because of our own interest, it's also because of him, because we want to have him, we want him to stay around long for us. He's contributed to our nation. So if he's going to take on a role that is so stressful, people should be very, very careful. You don't want him to collapse when he's going from one meeting to the next or trying to handle the affairs of the community. So I was only calling to say that Nya is not wrong, although I'm glad that he was, he eventually brought the video that I just listened to prove that, the Papa indeed have a pacemaker, but being a medical person, having a pacemaker and being at that age can be a very serious thing, especially when you're functioning in the role of a president. And we as citizens that love him, whether you want him to be president or not, should be very careful and should be very considerate, when we are talking about the puppet leading the country, because at the end of the day, we want him to be healthy so that he can do his job well.
Excuse me, let me ask the caller one question.
You want to? Okay. You got a question?
Yeah. Honorable Vice President Fomon, I would like to know who's your pick for this October's election in Liberia. Who are you supporting?
Because if Vice President made her point,
Okay, so if you will know, I am a strong supporter of Gonklo. Now, I know people are saying, and here's why, and I'm glad you asked me that question. Prior to Gonklo entering the race, I've always been on Papa's side, Mr. Boyka. I've always been for him, and I'm still for him. But, like we said, the older you get and knowing that, maybe there's some, health issues and other things that could really diminish his performance in office, then, it gives me the opportunity to look among all the candidates and decide who do I think would be the best, person to lead the country. And here's what I have to say, whether or not Gonklo has momentum or he has a lot of people on his side or not, because that's what I'm hearing. A lot of people are telling me, oh, he's a poor man lawyer. People don't know him. That's okay. But at the end of the day, I am very confident in what he stands for. And I am for him 100%. If he wasn't in the race, maybe I'll still be praying. And I'm still praying for the Papa to be strong. And if Joseph was to win this election, I'll still be a happy candidate. But for right now, I am for Mr. Gonklo 100%.
Okay, a second question, Madam VP, before you take a leave. I want to know, you said you gravitated to Mr. Gonklo because he got into the race. Prior to that, you supported Joseph Boyka all through. So 6 years ago, okay, minus 5 years from Joseph Boyka's age, was he 20 years old? Was he very young that you were supporting him? Or you still had the same age? You got only 5 years added.
As you age, things changes. Okay? Let's be honest. With all due respect, the Papa is not a spring chicken, and we all are aware. You understand what I'm saying? So with age, different things happen. So if he does have a pacemaker, you really need to take into consideration the anatomy of the heart and the physiology. Don't let me to go medical.
These are the reasons why, Honorable VP, before you go again, these are the reasons why, Honorable VP, wait 1 second.
And that's all good. But at the end of the day, we need to be very, very careful because we want our leader to last in office. We don't want to elect someone that we know the chances of, him not being functional due to his health condition is possible. No, we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But if he was to, I also listened to the video. I said he said he's very fit. So maybe he's had his physical. He goes to his annual physical, and the doctors are saying, okay, he's good, he can do this job, the stress and the anxiety that comes along with being a president, this is something that he can do.
He's on stereo right now. He's on
And
stereo.
that's good. But at the end of the day, that still does not stop me from thinking in that direction as to whether or not he's strong to lead a country.
Thank you.
Honorable VP, yeah, 1 minute, SYZ. The Honorable VP stay on the line?
No, she just left.
Oh, okay.
She just left. But when you talk, she will still hear you.
Honorable VP, you can call back because one of the favorite sons of Nima County, Honorable,
are you asleep, Mr. Chairman?
Dr. Clarence Monimba is in the race. He's running for president. He's the youngest person. He's the youngest person running for president.
What I was wrong. Sorry, I'm listening to the video that Yan posted. I'm re-listening. Go ahead, Chair.
Okay, one of the youngest person in this race, in the presidential race, is Dr. Clarence Monimba. He's running to be president. He hails from Nimba. He's very articulate and educated. By the way, he's a doctor. So at the end of the day, if we are looking for somebody so young, so young, who would believe this is an ageless race that we should be running now, because it's simply based on only health matters now. Why don't you think the country should rally around Dr. Monimba since he's that young? Because we also put a very young guy there, but when he became president 5.5 years ago, he was somewhere around 40 something, but now I think he's 55 to 56 going. So we put him there, and now look at the result from the young person. He's not aged to the extent of all these candidates in the race, but at the end of the day, we're talking about deliverables. Has it delivered for the Liberian people?
No.
So what I'm saying is this.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
Yeah. You're talking about deliverable. Deliverable, you can't bring Baka to deliverable. Baka have never delivered to the Liberian people in his whole career in government. He had never delivered. All Baka brought to us from his 12 years as vice president, number 2 in commands of the nation was, number 2, all he brought to us, he was Baka, and he had no authority to function. That all he brought to us. Under his watch, there were a lot of massive looting, corruption could walk to you. You see it clear, and the president, his boss, who ought to corruption. Yeah. So can you say that as a deliverable for us to dwell on that and bring him back to take care of our country work?
In a nutshell, yeah. You're not focusing on what we is doing to the country. You're focusing on what Baga hasn't done to the country as president. Because I remember back in the...
I know we is going out. I know we is already out. We is already out. But if people want to pin Baka to be the demon god around here, that he's the only man that can deliver Liberia.
And Chair.
We have a caller.
Monimba is not from Nimba County, please.
Hello.
Lofa?
Yeah, you are live on Open Table.
Is the nephew.
We have a caller on the phone.
Okay, guys, I'm back again. I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's different here. We are talking about Joseph Boakai. But I want you to tell us more about coming. Because you said Joseph Boakai did. But all the areas that Joseph Boakai went, nobody able to give evidence that Joseph Boakai was corrupt.
I can give you evidence.
Let me finish. Nobody able to give evidence that yes, this is what Joseph Boakai stole from FPRC. But this is what Joseph Boakai did. Coming spent all his lifetime in the province center. He didn't work in Liberia. We didn't know about Coming. That Eddie brought Coming to Liberia. Coming spent 5 years in Liberia. Up to today, Coming say 14 to 5 way through. Okay? So when you guys talking there, I don't know what's wrong with the ANC people. Because I think something is about Bakai that they cannot stand. This man, he's in public office for so many years. But one day, nobody can come
and he got nothing to show us that benefit us.
Okay? But you can't tell nothing about Coming. When we say, go. What Coming are doing in Liberia? The man went there for 5 years. What? Besides the one school you have there. Then my own bad brother from Conor Gray said, the man also went
can I answer the call? Can I
Thank
answer?
you. We have another caller again. After this one, hold on 1 minute. We have a caller. I'm sorry that we have caller.
Yeah, on a well to picture with politician
Hello.
because you want wrong.
You are live on Open Table.
Yeah, I think Jeremiah said to call back. I don't know why.
Yeah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I have a question for you.
Honorable VP, I was asking you the question before you left the line about one of the youngest person in the race. Since age has become a factor, whether we could rally our strength around Dr. Moniba, Clarence Moniba, who is the one of the youngest in the race right now, and just beneath George Weah. So we believe that maybe since we are looking for somebody who has the tenacity, temerity, and strength to go through the process and finish, so we thought that we could blend him in that discussion. Maybe we could select him or urge our people to vote for him because we're looking for somebody who's strong, who can move the corridors of Washington to Bangkok to Beijing to everywhere around the world. We thought we could chime in with his name. So what's your thought?
So, Mr. Shea, I think to some extent maybe I've been misunderstood. This leadership is not about the old or the wise. It's about who is fit for the position to move the country in a direction that all will benefit. We're looking
I agree.
Good governance. Good governance has nothing to do with age. And the reason I'm saying you may have missed my point is because I was only trying to say that if indeed the party has, a peacemaker, we should be very careful due to the stress. I don't know who this Clarence is. I have not followed him to really know what he stands for. So that's why I cannot jump in the race and say, because he's old or he's young. So I don't know who it is. And what I want you to gather my comment is when we can want a president that is capable, competent, disciplined, fit. And I do have concern about the public market. That is my concern. Does that make sense?
I tend to differ, but that's your opinion. So thank you.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, let me answer Mike from Delaware. Yeah, can I answer Mike from Delaware, Mr. Host?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, we'll soon be wrapping up. In 5 minutes, we'll soon be wrapping up.
Yeah, if I heard Mike right, he said the old man, there is no corruption scandals on him. That's a blatant lie. We get in our possession, and you say report when he was at LPMC, LPRC, Agriculture Ministry, all those places. We get USAID report on him. We got a USAID report on him. Yes, the man that have not been audited, but yet y'all will be passing around. Oh, he corruption free. He corruption free. Order that man now and tell me if he corruption free or not. Order him. Order him on all of that. I said, forget about the rest of the year. The 12 years he was in government as vice president. Order him for that 12 years. In fact, out of that 12 years, order him for 6 years. And tell me if he not corrupt. Yeah. Yes, the man in your whole lifetime he are not been audited. Then you're passing around here with news that he's clean, he's there, he's honest. Most dishonest person I've seen in the nation is him.
Mr. Host, let me respond. Let me respond to XYZ. Let me respond to Yan quickly. You see,
man,
you
have
see,
30 seconds because we got to close.
no, 30 seconds. I can't adjust 30 seconds. Unless you want to get my throat.
Okay, you got 1 minute. Go ahead.
All right. You see, ANC people sometimes. I'm baffled sometimes with ANC people. They are good people, but sometimes they can turn the blind eyes on the issue. You see, you oftentimes compare corporate America lifestyle with the things that people do in Africa. Cummins has left USTC many years ago. Coca-Cola many years ago. Coca-Cola is still functional. But during his tenure as Coca-Cola vice president, USTC closed down in Monrovia. Nobody saying anything about that. His office was in Abuja. He was flying to and fro Abuja to the States, to Atlanta. Nobody said anything about that. But the corporation had a subsidiary in Monrovia that was not functional. It closed down up to today's date until a new management took over. Why I'm saying this to say, your lifestyle in corporate America, it can't be compared. Today, they can replace managers, CEOs, and deputy CEOs, CFOs, and other things. These people have a structure. So we cannot compare somebody who like in corporate America, or you looking at a bank account, you say he will be president. Fine, if the Liberian people decide, but don't look at your bank account because he don't have money there. His money is in stock. So Yan will be screaming, saying all the worst things. He will not dare to mention no other candidate or Ambassador Barker because his whole mindset. He's so afraid of this man. He's so afraid of this man. Even there are other strong candidates. You will see he will gel around all these people because he want to be a leader. I understand his plight, but at the end of the day, clear your path with people you mingle yourself with. Mr. Cummings is in the top echelons of the CEOs of this country that you reside in now, and until he becomes president, you will not understand. You will not understand the driving force behind his candidacy. So just be there, and him, the other people, the other rest of the other Liberians will support him and will make sure Joseph Ambassador Barker becomes the next president of the Republic of Liberia. Simple.
Thank you very much. I think, Mr. Fulula, we should be trying to close now. We have like 2 minutes to
Okay, we'll soon be wrapping up. I mean, let me just do a 30-second quick because we'll soon be wrapping up and then we'll go around to wrap up. But if it's that's the thing about UP people. Most of you guys talk about Cummings, you're just focused on the USTC, the Coca-Cola, and whatsoever, and this, that. You guys gotta stop that. Cummings is way more than just Coca-Cola. Why are you guys not talking about Cummings being a president or the head of the board of Clark University in Georgia? This is somebody who's on the board, and he's going to be making sure things are going well. That's education. Advancement. That's forward movement. That's forward thinking. Your LU is falling apart. So you got to talk about Cummings. There's so many bold positions this man is sitting on. But when you guys talk about him, you guys just talk about Coca-Cola. He's not just Coca-Cola. He's way more than Coca-Cola. If he can be a head on the board for a whole university, he can upgrade your school system. There's a lot of things we can talk about this man. But against the opposition fight to fight. It's the opposition. If you guys, JMB and everybody, y'all want to fight, y'all can keep up. Because all I know, George Weah is going to win the second term. And George Weah is going to be there for another 6 years because we see greed and ego and jealousy and everything in the opposition. So there's an easy ticket for George Weah, like second term, 6 years.
Anyway, Mr. Fulula, go ahead, give your closing, then Chia will close, then we'll wrap it up.
No, I'm the producer. I will be last.
Okay, no problem. Chia, go ahead.
Chia can go ahead. Chia will go ahead. I will go ahead. SYZ and then producer will be last.
You know. I understand the ANC. I understand ANC people won't keep me on the platform. CDC people still won't keep me on the platform. But I will leave one man there. SYZ will make sure he defend the platform.
That's why he's going after me, because when you go, I will take my step out. Then I will leave it with UP, and I'll leave it with UP and CPP. We'll go out. Me, I'm out. No problem. Go ahead.
You know, gentlemen, it was good being on this show, of our country. I appreciate this platform and other platforms that I do visit. And I think we could keep it up and keep spreading the word. I want us to continue to engage our people back home to ensure that they vote right, because they feel the pinch, even though it's our dear country. But we believe that we should foster peace and unity whilst we campaign for our various candidates, because we might not be on the same side, but Liberia is our country. So we believe that the person who is currently in charge has not been doing a good job. So we think we need him to be replaced. We're not using the barrel of the guns like other people did in the past. We are using the ballot box. So we believe that we should keep preaching the fair narrative of working together and unseating this candidate and making sure you preach the best message of the opposition. I cannot go anywhere on earth and say anything negative about Mr. Cummings, Mr. Gongolo, Mr. Ambassador Boycott, or any other candidate in the race, because the thing is, until they get there and be tested and we see proven results, we don't have anything on them. For as far as I know, all of them in the opposition are clean until they get there and they don't deliver for the Liberian people. So on this note, I beg to leave, and I say thanks for affording me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah Chair. Thank you. The chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah Chia. I mean, Jan, the devil that you can leave us on because we have to listen to your if we get done with our closing.
Oh yeah, I will leave you on.
I get kick chair also.
Yeah, just kick chair out. How you? you kick chair out please leave me now. Let me beg the host. Please leave me now after I finish with my closing. I beg. Let's be frank. I'll wrap this up very quick. Again, I said the opportunity for the opposition to take George Weah out was a united front. I do not see a divided opposition removing George Weah. This is not going to happen. Why is the first round or the second round? Because what is going to happen during the second round is the fact that there will be some lukewarmness. There will be some firm faces. There will be some sad faces. People will not campaign enough for who's going to be able to move to the next round to go against Weah. I'm putting George Weah in the second round because I know it's very high. It's a challenge. It's an upward challenge to remove Nkugube. Mr. Weah, in all his flaws, he's still doing some things right. I mean, we can speak to the fact that there's so much in our society that can be things that we can do better. But for you to change him and change things, you have to work together. But we have the opposition that are not working together. They are not showing leadership. They are not showing togetherness. It's too much ego out there, and that's wrong. And that's wrong. And I don't think for one bit that they can remove him because the opportunity is long gone. We should be looking at 2029 now, and I think the fact that Mr. Tiago Ngonglo is here, I think he's in Indianapolis. He's a very good man, an outstanding man. Truth be told, I told people, I said, that's one person that can give me the case of, matter of fact, Tiago Ngonglo should be saying that he's the rescuer. Because that's why I would give that argument for Mr. Ngonglo. Mr. Ngonglo can be rescued one because when he had the opportunity to stay in a government that was doing things wrong, Mr. Ngonglo walked away. He resigned. But for 12 years, Joseph Boyka was in bed with UP. Who is he rescuing? Like, he's part of the very, very thing we are talking about. You want to frown on CDC, you can frown on CDC. But for 12 years, he had an opportunity. After the half-year mark, 6 years, he said, Ellie, I'm going to run with you for the next 6 years. He was okay taking a check. He was okay in his right mind taking 2.6 million for travel expense. 2.6 million. When Lofa County is bad up, there's no good road going to Lofa County. He took 2.6 million just for travel expenses every year. He should search his conscience. Who is he rescuing? Now we have George Weah doing things wrong, and you're trying to rescue people from what? George Weah? Come on, man. You can make that case. You're in bed for 12 years. Mr. Ngonglo can make that case because when he saw things going wrong, he stepped away. And that's why it is. It's a good forward thinking. And when we talk about old age, let me say something. I will point to there's a president for El Salvador, Ortiz. He was elected. He was, I think, 37 or 39 when he became president of El Salvador. Go to El Salvador now. He has changed that country because he is doing things from the young and strong point of view. It clear crimes. El Salvador is moving in the right direction. That's what people can do when they are young, energetic in the society that is a third world country. If you want a Joseph Boyka as president, you will have to you have to settle with the fact that Jeremiah Pino is going to be your president, not Joseph Boyka, because Joseph Boyka will not be reaching to the places he's supposed to reach. I respectfully end here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman.
Mr. Moderator, let me go. Let me go because you're the one moderating the show. Let me go before you. let me
Go
close.
ahead. Go ahead.
So you can be the last. No
I'm
problem.
tired now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see it. You are running today. Too much.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say Mr. Gonglo is in our city. Tiawan Gonglo is in our city. And I want to send a message out there to all Liberians in the state of Indiana. Mr. Gonglo is in the city of Indianapolis. Tonight will be her fundraising as one of the Liberian churches here on the west side of Indianapolis. Please, if you are in Indianapolis, please show up and render your support for Mr. Gonglo. Mr. Gonglo is a fine candidate for our country, even though it is what it is. But he's a good candidate. He have been in there fighting every way for better justice system and better country. So he's here. Come and listen to him tonight. What he get for Liberia. If you're supporting other candidates, your mind might change, or you might still be with your candidate. No problem. But just come out and listen to him tonight, 7 o'clock sharp at Life Connect on the west side of Indianapolis. And look, we might be talking about Joseph Barker, and y'all will beat on me that I want the man dead. I don't want him dead. He's the only living vice president we have right now, former vice president we have. And people around him, he's a statement that he's solely lost, love across the country. Everybody call him Uncle Joe, Uncle Joe. So we love to see this man in his 90. We don't want him die right now. People should not use him for their own self-interest and want to kill him early. Well, I'm putting this out because I love Joe Buckeye. I want him to be around. I want him to be around. My children should turn 18 for me to point at him and say, yes, that man, he was once upon a time as our vice president in the country. But I'm saying this because of the selfish people around him. And I'm mad at his family member, his children, his grandchildren, and his wife to allow selfish people, selfish politicians, like common example, looking within the UP, all those that pushing this old man, they are all running for position. They are all running for position in the like of Mo Ali, the Secretary General, the so-called media director, all those people, they're running for election, elected position in various districts with across the country. So if all of them doing that, the entire executive team running for position. If you see that happening, that means they're in there for their own motive. They're not in there to protect the interests of the old man. So they're pushing the old man to die because they want to take power. That's not what we're here for. This old man is a statement. He loves across the country, and we all, whether you are a good or UP person, if you are good, you're not there for your own motive. You should join us, people like me, for us to push the message that resonate in the ears of the vice president to withdraw from this race. It's not too late. Let him withdraw from the race and live a longer life. Let enjoy him, as our state man. We're not here to kill this old man, before his time. So I will leave it there right now. I will leave it there, and we'll continue to preach this message. We don't hate this old man. We love him. That's why we're talking like this. 95% the old man depending on the old man or high rate. 95% of a high rate depending on the pacemaker he have, according to medical record in our possession. We don't want to put it out here. 95%. A heart rate depend on 95% on the pacemaker in him. Then people pushing him to get in a hot sun and in the mud, in the rocket roads to travel everywhere for campaign, not for himself, but the interest of people that are around him. That's wickedness. That's wickedness. And that should stop. SYZ, if you love that old man, as a odious old man and statement from Lofa Kante, join me, let's push that message to the wicked people around him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yanfurula. But Yanfurula, anyway, Jamachi, I think probably he felt disenchanted the way he got removed from the show. And
I didn't remove it. I said I'm the producer. I didn't remove the man. You don't want to find the show, my man.
I understand, but by protocols,
Jamachi can still come by and make a comment, no problem.
I understand, but by protocol, I think he should have stayed on the show until everybody conclude and then we leave together. But anyway, Mr. Fulula,
all right, I will take that. I will take
you are the host, so no problem. But he felt disenchanted anyway. But since he's not here, I can speak on behalf of him.
Jamachi, hold on, Jamachi. If you feel disenchanted, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. No
Thank
problem.
you very much. And I have an announcement before I close. I think we have one of the greatest men in this community, one parent from Liberia, Chawan Gongolo, going to be on the show tomorrow at 8 p.m. We are sorry that we got a hosting at 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a special edition. We're going to come on tomorrow, Sunday. We're going to have one of the best presidents parent for Liberia. He's in Indianapolis. Chawan Gongolo going to be on the show tomorrow at 8 p.m. For the Liberian guests, wherever you are. We say stay tuned tomorrow on Obi Table and listen to Obi Table because we're going to have Chawan Gongolo, a president aspirant, one who believes in transparency, accountability, and good governance of the Liberian people. We're going to have Chawan Gongolo on the show tomorrow at 8 p.m. But anyway, I'll also dive a little bit on the topic of discussion. We're discussing about the lawmakers carrying people to the Capitol to disrupt and also to endorse other candidate, and that's wrong. I understand that's wrong. If it is not wrong in the eyes of other people, so be it. But I know politically you can't do that when we have the seated president at the moment, and then the vice president who is there who doing nothing. The vice president doesn't even know her own function, and she went and took the younger boys. She took the street guys. She took the Zogos and took them to the Capitol. Who does that? Judge, we are administration is just catastrophe. It just I don't know. Look, Liberia is better than that. Why would we have a vice president taking Zogos from the street, taking them to the Capitol to counter-act the act of the lawmaker? You know, we these things have no place in Liberia. So I think it is time now for Liberian people to say, bon voyage, that's French, bon voyage, that's goodbye. Goodbye to George Weah and his ministers. Goodbye to George Weah and his vice president. Goodbye to George Weah. George Weah, like the people sang the song at the Capitol, they said, George Weah, we don't need you. Goodbye to your bad salary. Goodbye to everything you do in Liberia. George Weah, we say, is a shame for to elect you as a leader. So George Weah, we say, comes October 10, 2023. George Weah, you got no space in that country. Pack your luggages and get an executive mansion. We want somebody fresh. But I don't know who's going to be the next leader. But while all I concern is George Weah must pack his luggages and leave. So today, anyway, this is Open Table. Tomorrow edition is a special edition. Tomorrow edition is a special edition. We're going to be interviewing one of the greatest men in this community. He came from Liberia, Chawan Gongolo going to be on the show tomorrow at 8 p.m. If you're in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Maryland, the United Kingdom, Liberia, Maryland, Maserado Kante, Lofa Kante, Neba Kante, Magibi Kante, wherever you are in Liberia, we say stay tuned to Obi Table. We're going to be having one of the greatest men on the show tomorrow. Chawan Gongolo going to be on the show at 8 p.m. This is how we come to the end of today's edition of Obi Table. Yan Fulula, we are done.